Welcome to the Deep Dive. Right, today we're jumping straight into the sports world. Got a whole load of headlines here from Google News sports feeds. The plan, simple, cut through all the noise, find the really key bits, and basically give you the inside track without you having to sift through it all.
And it's nonstop, isn't it? Especially in sports. What always gets me is just how fast things move, like particularly with football transfers. Deals change by the minute sometimes, but, it's not always just the game itself. Sometimes the off-field stuff, the dramas, they grab just as much attention.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that whirlwind then, starting with those football transfers, because wow, it's been busy. We've got Brian Mbeumo, that's agreed now, right? Brentford to Manchester United, something like £70, 71 million.
Yep, that's the number floating around. And it's interesting, like you said, with Hodgland already there, it feels like maybe they're looking for, flexibility, more options up front rather than just a straight replacement or competition.
Tactical depth, maybe? Makes sense. And speaking of big moves and maybe raising eyebrows, Noni Madueke, £52 million. Chelsea to Arsenal. That's a direct rival move.
Exactly. And you immediately see the fan reaction, right? A bit of skepticism, maybe. It just shows when you move between big rivals like that, the pressure is immense from the get-go. You have to perform, like yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. The price tag doesn't help either. Meanwhile, Liverpool, they've been busy too. Talks ongoing for Ekitike, but they've knocked back a big offer for Luis Diaz. From Bayern Munich, $58.6 million.
They did. And the twist apparently is that Diaz himself quite fancies the move to Bayern. So you got that classic tension, player wants one thing, club wants another. Player power versus club strategy.
Always a tricky balance. And another one that caught my eye, Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray. $75 million. But there was that weird clause, wasn't there? Something about stopping him going back to Serie A.
Yeah, a strange clause, as it was reported. It's well clever, actually. Galatasaray basically trying to control his next move, maybe protect his value or stop him strengthening an Italian rival down the line. Very strategic.
Huh. Shows the kind of thinking involved in these massive deals now. It's not just about the fee. And it wasn't all just mega deals either. Such on Longstaff, Newcastle to Leeds, £12 million. Sensible squad building there.
Right, strengthening across the board. And Celtic picked up a Japanese striker too, Shin Yamada. Oh, and get this, Manchester City's keeper, Ederson. Galatasaray apparently put in a bid of just $3 million.
$3 million.
Right.
For Ederson, that seems incredibly low.
Right. Almost feels like a joke bid, but who knows. City also snapped up that Norwegian youngster, Sverre Nypan, investing in the future there.
Okay, so loads happening in transfers, but shifting gears a bit, what about actual on-field stuff, other sports?
Yeah, quite a bit. In rugby, huge build-up to the Australia versus British and Irish Lions first test. Lions are definitely the ones to beat, the hot favorites.
Always a good tour, that one. And golf. The Open had some drama, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Shane Lowry got that two-stroke penalty. And what's funny is that almost overshadowed Scottie Scheffler leading. It just shows how these little moments, these tiny rule things, can suddenly become the main story. Fine margins.
Totally. Everyone was talking about the penalty.
Yeah.
And women's football Euro 2025 heating up. England got through against Sweden. Bit of resilience, luck, and subs involved, apparently. Great win, though, into the semis.
Absolutely. Real grit there. And Spain are through, too, even though they missed 2 penalties against Switzerland. Mental strength needed there.
Definitely. And sticking with fighting spirit, boxing, the Usyk versus Dubois fight seems like the buildup was almost as dramatic as the fight itself. Double bust-up, glove rows, low blow talk.
Yeah, the classic pre-fight hype machine working overtime. Adding to that, you had Usyk saying he's only got 2 fights left before he retires. That adds a whole personal layer, doesn't it? Makes you really tune into his story.
For sure. Okay, so away from the immediate action, some pretty wild off-field stories too. Erik ten Hag's start at Bayer Leverkusen. Ouch. First game, a 5-1 defeat to a Flamengo U20 team.
Yeah, widely called a debacle. Talk about a tough start, massive pressure from day one, and then completely different vibe. You've got Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, what's he done now?
He's now a co-owner and investor in Swansea City. Said they're an underdog, just like me. And apparently there are plans to launch a Snoop Dogg beer there too.
No way, a Snoop Dogg beer at the football. That's quite the crossover.
It really shows that line blurring between sports, entertainment, brands. Everyone looking for new ways to connect with fans, I guess.
And make some money, presumably. We also saw Crystal Palace getting into a fight, didn't we?
Yeah, a bombshell challenge to UEFA. Something about alleged double standards over getting demoted in the Europa League. There was talk of an email.
The email that could save Crystal Palace? Sounds dramatic. Shows the battles happen off the pitch, too, in the boardrooms.
Definitely. And then there was Ine Aluko admitting she was wrong to criticize Ian Wright. Said she tried to apologize privately. Good on her for saying it publicly, though.
Takes courage to do that. Yeah. Okay, one last thing, fantasy football fans, listen up. New rules coming for the Fantasy Premier League next season. Something about defensive contributions getting more focus.
That's right. It might seem small, but it could really change how you value defenders, how you build your team. Adds another layer of strategy for the dedicated players. You know, if you look at all this stuff together, the transfers, the on-field drama, the off-field headlines, the fantasy tweaks, it really underlines how complex the sports world is now. It's this whole ecosystem, right? Business, drama, personalities, fan engagement. It's all as much a part of it as the actual games. And it does make you wonder, how do fans keep up? How do you stay loyal when everything seems to shift so fast?
That's a great question. So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, it shows that following sports goes way beyond just watching the match. There's always something new, something unexpected, whether it's a transfer rumor, a weird penalty, or Snoop Dogg launching a beer. The discovery really is endless. Keep digging.
Welcome to the Deep Dive.